Hello, guys. Welcome to Friday. J.R. Fisher here. And we got a great session today. If you're going to run ads, you're going to want to watch all of this today because it's going to show you what to say in your ads. I want to welcome everybody here. Make sure you can hear me. Please use that chat section there. Put comments in there. Say, hey, JR, I can hear you. The sound sucks. The sound's good. Whatever it is, I'll quit bumping my desk in just a second. But I really appreciate everybody showing up today. I want to welcome everybody and do me a favor, if you would subscribe, hit that subscribe button down there, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you would. And I spent all the money on this bell. You got to ring the bell, right? You got to turn on your notifications so you know if I go live. But today I'm going to actually walk you through all the steps on actually writing an ad that actually gets people to click, which is what we want them to do, correct? So that's what I'm going to do today, go through all those steps. I've been working on I hate to call it a movie. I hate it, but I'm in Casey Neistat's class, and everything he calls is a movie. I don't care if it's 4 or 5 minutes, he calls it a movie. So I guess I'm working on a movie, and the movie is about the day in the life of a digital marketer. And it really kind of walks you through from the time I get out of bed in the morning to the time I go to bed at night, what it's really like, what do I do every single day? I've had a lot of people ask me what my day is like, or they'll say things like, how many hours a week do you work? And I don't even know. I don't know. And it's really funny, guys, before I get into this ad thing, when you work for yourself and you just got to get certain things done, it's not like you're punching in and out. So you don't know what hours you're working. I couldn't tell you how many hours I worked yesterday. I don't know if I worked 5 hours or I don't know if I worked 15 hours. And then you get into exactly what is work. What is work? And this reminds me, this would be something really good for the video, but what is work? I don't know what it is. Sometimes I'm watching videos, recipe videos or whatever, and I'm thinking, well, that would be a good idea for my recipe channel. So was that work? I don't know. I look at ads that I see on Facebook, and sometimes I'll buy something. Well, that wasn't work, but sometimes I'll see the ad and then I'll want to do an ad similar to it. Was that work? I don't know. So it gets kind of weird. I know if I'm sitting there editing something for my channel and that earns me money, then that would be work. And I know if I'm working, let's say on a web page or something, I know that would be work. But I don't know what work is. And that's what's really cool about working online, guys. When you get to the point where you're working and you don't even know you're working, that's pretty cool stuff. And that's kind of what the movie is about. The video, movie, whatever you want to call it. So that'll be coming out pretty soon. I have to have the short version completed by this weekend. Then, of course, I got to do my edits and all that good stuff. So anyhow, all right, so let's get right into the subject matter today. And I want to talk about ads real quick. Ads are really, really important to your business. But if you don't nail the ad copy, then nobody's going to click on it. So it's really important that we get people to click. When you look at ads, what is it that motivates you? What is it that makes you click? What is it that makes you do something? You can use that chat section there. If you're watching this video and it's not live to you, use the comment section, put some comments in there, but tell me what it is. What do you think makes you click? There's a whole bunch of different ways of doing ads. I hope this microphone's close enough. There's a whole bunch of ways of doing ads. And, I'm going to go through each one of these, like kind of step by step, and you can kind of decide which one's going to be best for you. None of them are better than the other or worse than the other. They work for whatever reason. So the first thing I want you to know is to really get down to business. Okay. Get down to business. Ads copy has got to say whatever the point is. If you don't get to the point and if you don't say what the ad is, then you're going to be in trouble. Now, the most popular ad platforms keep their limits really short. For example, like if you use Google search ads, they have a headline of 30 characters. That's all you get is 30 characters. So you don't want to waste it on, just useless stuff. And they also only have a 90 character description limit. So that is pretty darn short. You got to say what you want to say. Facebook ads recommends keeping your Facebook and Instagram feed ads to a 40 character headline and a 125 character primary text. So, when you say that, it really kind of narrows down what you can do and what you can't do. What you want to do in the headline is you want to focus on solutions and benefits. You want to explain how your product or service is actually going to solve your audience's problem. So you got to call out that problem. You got to say what it is. Is it they're wasting money ads? Is it that, they can't lose weight because all the food is processed? What is it that you want to say in your ad? How do you know what solutions and benefits to put first? Well, audience research will help you understand what perks will appeal to your largest target audience. Okay. So you got to do a little bit of, research. And as I'm talking to you, I'm actually looking at a couple ads that I see here. There's one in front of me now. It says Welch's smoothie. Now, what would you say about Welch's smoothie? What would you say to get people to click to be interested? Here's what they said: full of flavor, no prep, grab and go. So the first thing they're saying here is it's easy and it's no effort. Okay. And then they say, made with real fruit juice from concentrate on Welch's farms. So that says a lot. I mean, it really does. It's telling you it's going to taste good. It's telling you there's no work. It's telling you all you got to do is grab and go. And it's saying it's real. And it's saying that Welch's owns the farms. I mean, there's a lot to that. Now, what they're not saying is there's a lot of sugar in that. And I wouldn't eat that because of that. But the point is they actually, get to the point. Number two is you want to customize based on the type of funnel you're sending them to. Okay. Now, ad viewers can fall into any stage of the conversion funnel. We know that, right? Maybe it's the awareness, maybe it's the buying stage, wherever they are, they're somewhere in between there. So knowing that, the process your typical lead goes through before they become a customer, you want to get closer to the top of the funnel. Okay, that's called tofu, top of the funnel. Those people respond better to awareness related messages. Okay, so meanwhile, those near the bottom of the funnel, which is BOFU, B-O-F-U, need a final push from your ad copy to take action. So you've got to kind of figure out and customize your ad copy and call to action according to the intended reader's funnel stage. So if you want to raise awareness for your tofu or top of funnel readers, you want to keep your ad copy inviting and light and simple. When you have a bottom of the funnel ad trying to close a sale, you want to make your copy more intentional. You want to make it more action verbs so that they can actually do something. So, all in all, your ad copy should match the level of commitment you expect from your ad's audience to have at that particular stage. So I've got one that I'm looking at now and I'm going to read it off to you, but it's for Canine Resorts Luxury Pet Hotel. So how do you get to that? Okay. Now this one here is going to be top of funnel. So what I'm going to read out to you is top of funnel. Yes, Paul, you will get to see the documentary. I think it's going to be pretty darn good. I guess it's a documentary. Casey is so funny. He calls everything a movie. So that's kind of interesting. I'll put your comment there up on the screen, Paul, so everybody can see it and they can get the advantage of it. All right. So let's talk about this a little bit more in depth. So when you're running these ads, guys, you want to make sure before you run the ad, and we're going to talk about Canine Resorts Luxury Pet Hotel. Okay. So what we're going to say in this ad here, and this is what they decide to say. It's a question. It says, did you know Canine Resorts Luxury Pet Hotel offers half-day packages? That's kind of interesting. I don't know if that would get right to the point. Then they say it's a perfect way for new dogs to get acclimated to the daycare experience or even help pet owners as they transition back to work. So they have hit some good points here. You may be a little hesitant to send your pet to one of these pet hotels. You may be, like kind of scared. And then you also may be one of those people that's heading back to work. So you're like, I got to do something because of my pet here. And then they have a call to action that says, click below to learn more about half-day and full-day packages. And they have a picture of a real happy dog there. So that's their way of going about it. And it kind of raises the awareness about the half-day package. It shares the service benefits of using an information and welcoming tone. Did you know is a good starter. Okay, so the next thing is you want to entice with social proof. Social proof is huge, guys. And I'm not talking about celebrities here. I'm just talking about overall social proof. Sometimes the most convincing arguments in copy comes from somebody else, not you. I mean, you're the business. You're trying to get their business. They know that. Social proof, evidence that another customer liked your product or service, gives you credibility. Review and testimonial snippets show that other people enjoy what you offer, so viewers can trust they like it too. Okay, so these things are super important. You want to be careful. I did a video the other day that's going to be going up, and it's about using reviews and all this stuff. Don't lie. Don't make up reviews that aren't real. Okay, don't do that. The FTC has put a lot of businesses on notice, and I think it's $43,762 fine for making up testimonials or reviews that are fake. So don't do it. You want to try to keep your social proof short and really impactful. Okay. You want to stay within your platform's character limits, obviously. If you need more room, you can try using, copy focused graphics. Graphics work, but you got to be real careful on on Facebook, because they don't allow but so much words on an actual graphic. But those things can actually support what the customer's saying if you have an ad like that. Society 9 uses a testimonial from a customer they noticed had a stronger punch from their boxing gloves. Okay. If Maria can get a stronger punch from Society 9 gloves, you can also find power in yourself, is what they said. So, they're talking about one of their customers. All right. Next up on this, my throat's a little dry. If you don't mind, I'm gonna get a sip of my tea here. Let's see. Let me see here. I've got a good comment here coming, and I want to answer this one, because this comment here is from James C, and he says, what about if you're just starting and don't have any? That is a great question. As a matter of fact, you could be in business for 10 years, 20 years, James, and never have any, right? Because people generally are not going to give them to you unless you do what? You ask for them. So I wanted some video testimonials for my survival food company. So I ran a contest, and I said, hey, answer these 3 questions. What did you think of the taste of our product? What do you think made it different from everybody else's? And how did you enjoy it? 3 questions. And I sent this out to my customers, and I said, do a video, 15-second video. 15 seconds is easy. And I'm going to give away $500 to the winning testimonial. $500 of food. Okay, I'm going to give $500 for my food. Man, I got a ton of these, James. So basically what you do is you offer some incentive, send it out to your customers, and you're going to get testimonials. And you can do like a picture in a sentence of what they said. In this particular contest, I actually used videos, and I put those videos up, and they really liked it. And I got so many entries. It was really funny. I had one with a man and his son, and they were eating the food as they were talking about it. So basically, the way to get testimonials or reviews is run some kind of contest. Ask people to do it. Now, you could ask people to do it on your site too. Please review, put the number of stars and all that. There's no incentive, really. There's no incentive. People who really put reviews online are incentivized by being pissed off. Okay, they're mad at your company. Those are the people that are really motivated to give you a review. So if you want to get good reviews, you've got to set up some format for them to actually do that. And that's a great question. And thank you so much for asking that, James, because that's something that everybody runs into. Everybody runs into that. So he's really kind of helped a lot of people out. And guys, that's another thing in this chat section here, put in there some of these questions. You won't believe how much help this is for other people. When you put a question like that in there, that actually helps so many other people, because a lot of people are in the same position James is. They're like, well, I don't have any reviews, and a lot of people are thinking that, but nobody says it. And he was smart enough, and he participated. And that's my big thing too, guys. I want to tell you, listening to this, whether you're live, whether you're listening to it later on, participation is everything. This course I'm in with Casey Neistat now, and I keep saying his name because he's a great great YouTuber. But I have 20 people in my group, and we all have to watch particular videos, training. We all have to turn in certain things at certain times. And I think there's maybe 4 out of 20 that have done everything they're supposed to so far. 4 out of 20. The participation rate sucks. And people have paid $250 to take this course. $250, and they aren't doing anything. I mean, I'm excited about it because I want to learn something new. And I realize that I've been doing this for 12 years and I've made millions of dollars online and I have a monetized channel, but man, there's so many exciting things for me to learn and I want to participate. So I comment on everybody's videos. I comment on anything they submit. I encourage them because I want to be part of the conversation. Just like the people who are commenting now are part of the conversation. You've got to be part of the conversation, man. If you're not going to get ahead. That's how this stuff works. Next thing I'm going to tell you is line up your ad copy and landing page copy, okay? They've got to match. Don't have an ad that doesn't match the page they're going to. Your ad copy affects your customer's journey as they click. If they click through to a landing page that doesn't match the vibe of your ad, they can get thrown off and they're just going to go away and leave. They're not going to buy. They're not going to opt in. They're not going to do what you want. Think how it would feel to click on a really elegantly written ad, okay, and see a landing page using super casual language and swear words. You wouldn't like that feel. You'd say, well, I'm in the wrong place. Maybe I got misdirected. Maybe I got hacked. You know, maybe this is a fake ad. When you keep your tone and language consistent between your ad and your landing page, you'll reduce the friction between ad, click, and conversion. You want to remove friction, guys. You want to make this as easy as possible. Your customers already come this far, so you don't want to lose them right before they take the action, okay? Now, I'm looking at an ad now. It's for a company called Phase 2, and it's a sponsored ad. It says, like working from home, but with your pants on. Think about that title, like working from home, but with your pants on. You know, a lot of us have worked from home now. And by the way, yes, I have pants on. Okay. in case you're wondering about that. But a lot of people work from home pretty casual. A lot of people got caught on Zoom, right? And they weren't dressed very well, were they? Now this one here is called phase2space.com. And then they have a free tour and you can click a button that says learn more and join us for a free trial. So like working from home, but with your pants on, it's kind of cheeky. It's kind of friendly. It's nice. See how the destinations copy compares. And then they have a really nice, when you click through, it says, welcome to your new office. Take a tour. And basically it is one of these office sharing spaces. Okay. So it's really kind of cool that they have everything that lines up. And I've got a couple other things on here. Okay, let me put some of these comments up here because I think they're good. Paul always has some good stuff to say. Let's see what Paul's got to say here. And then what I'll do is I'll put it on the screen, guys, and then I'll read it off here. It says, I've seen people get carried away with testimonials. What do you think is optimal? I like seeing just 2 or 3, hate 20-page long sales letters filled with fluff. I agree with you, Paul. I 100% agree with you. They say optimum is 3. 2 is good. And then when you hit to 4 or 5, the actual conversion starts to go down. They start to think they're fake. They start to think they're not real. So that's a really great question you asked there. He says, I liked the Casey video he did where he snowboards behind a Jeep in the streets of New York after a huge snowstorm. That is a really famous video, Paul. You may not realize this. That's the number 2, I think, watched video he did. And the interesting thing about that video, in the beginning, he shows a news clip of the mayor saying, don't go outside your house, stay off the streets. So then what he does is he snowboards behind, I think it was a Jeep, and he's getting pulled through the streets and a cop pulls him over. And the cop says, what do you think the cop says? You know, he knows that nobody's supposed to go out. What do you think the cop says? The cop says, hey, stay safe and have fun. That's what the cop said. So yeah, that's a very popular video. His number 1 video is first class in an airplane. Number 1 video he's ever done is just about his airplane seat. But it's very interesting. I will admit it's very interesting. He actually takes a shower on the plane, and it was a plane ride where the ticket was $22,000. So it was no ordinary plane. Let's see here. Do you keep a swipe file of videos and copy you like? I really don't. No, I don't. I have I guess, ability to memorize kind of what I like and styles and stuff like that. Like I just told you about those 2 videos. I could tell you pretty much from beginning to end what those videos did and how he went about that. So I don't really have a swipe file. What I do have a swipe file is when I'm in my edits in Camtasia, like I'll have certain types of I don't know, I guess words or phrases that pop up on the screen. I have a swipe file of sounds like doors opening, clicking, beeping noises, alarms going off, that type of thing. I do have a swipe file of music because I found certain musics I like. So I do have those, and that's a great question. But I don't have other people's swipe files, stuff like that. I don't keep that, unfortunately. Maybe I should. Maybe that's a good suggestion. Who knows? I know the video I'm working on now, I had to turn in a clip, and I turned in a 3-minute clip, and somebody said certain parts were too long. And I thought, well, they don't know what they're talking about. And then like 10 minutes later, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, no, I think they're kind of right in certain areas. So I had that knee jerk reaction where I didn't want to change it, but yeah, they were right. You want to bring it home. Okay. So when you do these ads, you want to bring it home with a really killer call to action. Okay. Now, for the finishing touch, your call to action, you want to choose a powerful phrase that matches the action you want your visitor to take when they click your ad. Don't just say click here. Don't say click here. I mean, so many people do that. Your call to actions presentation will depend on your ad platform. Facebook and Instagram actually makes you choose a preset CTA button phrase, while you'll have to put your CTA in at the end of your Google ad copy. The best practices for CTAs on your ad platform, and then make sure that your CTA fits within those standards and those goals. You can also pull some inspiration from conversion focused tactics for other landing pages that you saw, like Paul was talking about the swipe files there. There's other things like that. Let's see here. Paul's got another comment. I'm going to start putting all these up on here because some of you, and let me explain to you what's going on here. I'm doing this on a platform which is called StreamYard. And on StreamYard, if you're on YouTube, you're going to see Paul's comments because Paul is putting comments on YouTube. However, if you're watching me on Facebook, you will not see the comments. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking on them, kind of putting them on screen. That way people on Facebook can also see what's going on here. Okay, makes more sense. And his question was, what are you taking away from his course? Does he offer good content on techniques? He's amazing, Paul, really is. I mean, I highly recommend the course. I have a discount code to it. So if anybody wants it, I can send you that link. But I think the one thing that I thought was kind of earth shattering this morning was that he does 100% of his own edits. 100%. He doesn't have anybody edit anything. And I thought that was really interesting. And I was watching as he was filming, and I'm trying to think of a sentence he may have said. I'm here in New York. Okay. So he said, I'm here in New York. And he said it like 4 or 5 times. And I thought, wow, he's just messing it up. When in fact, when he got to the actual edit, each one of those sentences where he says, I'm here in New York, was different. One of them was like, I'm here in New York, which was really kind of exciting. Another one was like, I'm here in New York, which was kind of like dangerous. Another one was like casual, like I'm here in New York. So what he was doing is he was getting a whole lot of different emotions for the same sentence, so that no matter which direction this film went that he was doing, it would match. He initially wanted to do this film to where it was ominous and scary and dirty and gritty and all that. But once he started filming it, it turned out kind of funny. So he was able to pull from one of those things. James says, send it to me. Hey, James, do me a favor. Just send me an email to info@jrfisher.com or training@jrfisher.com. And that way I can reply back to you, because I don't want you to put your email here, right? I don't want to do that. But yeah, just do it to training@jrfisher.com and I'll make sure you get that. So he does all of his own edits, which, can take a long time. I watched him pick music. Paul, you were asking about his detail. And it took him a half hour to pick one song. He was just going through so many songs, and it was kind of cool because, and I do this too, but I just, for those of you who haven't edited, you want to decide when you're doing a video, and I'm a little off track from ads here, but it's okay. It's the direction you guys want to go. when you're doing your edits and your videos, you want to decide what mood you want that video to be. Do you want it to be upbeat? Do you want it to be gritty? Do you want it to be happy? Do you want it to be sad? What do you want? Once you've made that decision, then go listen to music and see a piece of music that's going to match that mood. Don't do it the other way around. Don't say, oh, I like this music, I think I'll put it in my video, because it may not match the mood. So you've got to really select that. That seems so important to me. Let's see here. And Paul's got another comment. I'll stick it up on the screen so everybody on Facebook can see it. And he says, and that's really far away from me, my computer, so I got to read it over here. On your call to action, do you feel colors matter much, or is there a specific format for call to action page? Yes, they do. If you look at a lot of buttons, they're orange or they're blue. Those are two of the best click-through rates. If you look at Liberty Insurance, they have like this yellowish orange color. If you look at Geico, I think Geico has the blue button. And the button itself should say what's going to happen. Okay, so click here to claim your food. Okay, I've used that one here. Click here to claim your product. Click here to join. Click here to sign up. Click here to download. Immediate download, click here. You want to say on the button what's going to happen. Like I said, on Facebook, you don't have that choice, but on your landing pages, you do. Okay, if you're using something like Kartra, you can add a button and put in that button exactly what it is. Don't just say click here. Why am I clicking here? What's going to happen if I click here? So don't have that surprise button. And we call those surprise buttons because people don't know what's going to happen once they click. Okay, so that's very, very important to have that strong call to action. And guys, I will take any questions that you have now. I've got a new restaurant I'm going to today. And on Fridays, we always go to restaurants. And my wife and I were just talking about that. And we picked out 3 or 4 restaurants. And I don't want to say out loud which restaurant it is because she's in the other room and she's going to hear me. So I don't want that to happen. I could whisper it to you. No, I don't want to do that. You'll see. If you're friends of mine on Facebook today, you're going to see pictures at a really, really cool restaurant. I mean, pretty darn amazing place. I think you'll really like it. So anyhow, I'm going to go there today. I think you'll like it. And James, don't forget, send me that email. Do it now. Go to training@jrfisher.com. training@jrfisher.com. And that way I can answer that and I can get you that link. Any other questions you guys have? Feel free to put it in there. If you're having some success with stuff, I love hearing those stories. And I know some of you aren't watching live. I get that. So put it in the comment section below this video, right below the description. There's going to be a comment section. And I go back through and I answer those. Don't I, Paul? He'll tell you I do. Let's see here. Already did. Good. Thank James. You're a do it person. I can see that. A lot of times I want to put stuff off. And I battle that. And I think everybody listening to this video today battles that, especially if it's something you don't want to do. My wife ordered some windshield wipers the other day, and they came in a box, and they were sitting by the front door. And true story, I walked in, I said, what's in the box? She says, windshield wipers. And I was like, oh, God, I don't know. I hate putting those on. They're just such a pain in the butt. I don't know why they're a pain in the butt. They're a pain in the butt. So after a few days, I saw the box there. And I had totally forgotten what was in the box. I'd totally forgotten. Now, I think my brain did that to me. It was like, you don't want to know what's in that box because it's going to cause you work. So I walked by him again yesterday and I said, what did you tell me was in that box? I know you told me what was in that box. She goes, windshield wipers. I ordered them for my car. And it pained me again. I was like, damn, windshield wipers. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to put on windshield wipers. Don't want to do it. And I thought, I don't want to do it, so I have to do it. When I don't want to do something, there's probably a reason for that, so I have to do it. So I go outside, and one of the first steps it said is to clean the windshield. Got to get it clean before we put these wiper blades on. So I did it just the opposite. I put the wiper blades on first and then decided to clean it. But my wife is really good about keeping chemicals out of the house, and she made some really nice cleaner. So took that cleaner out there, sprayed down the windshield, got it all clean, went back inside, came back out, and the car was covered with bees. I mean, bees were everywhere. They were buzzing everywhere. And I'd already cleaned down the windshield. So all I needed to do was get into the car, start it up, do the washer fluid, and, activate the wipers. Problem being, the bees did not want me to get in the car. They didn't want me to get in the car. So this one thing that I had avoided was now getting worse and worse. Okay, it was turning into a worse situation. So then I had to go get a hose, and then I had to go hook up the hose, and I had to run it around to the front of the house, and I had to wash down the car to get the bees to go away so I could go in there. So yeah, it was a pain, but guess what? I woke up today, and guess what exciting thing I noticed? There's no box at the front door. I don't have to walk past that box anymore. I'm so glad I have to walk past that box. Let's see here. Let me click on Paul's comment here so that people on Facebook can see it. I don't think Casey is juggling as much as you are, so he has time to edit. I don't know about that, Paul. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff going on. What's a good product or report to use as a lead magnet or ethical bribe, like your free report you did on why to start? It depends on your product. I like to give away things that are related to the product. So if I was doing a lead magnet or a download for a survival food company, I may put something about what to do in case of a national disaster, how to protect your home from hurricanes, how to protect your home from break-ins. So anything that is protecting the family, I like to do. And the reason I like to do that is because the tagline for Survivalcave Food is helping families prepare. So anything preparedness is good. It's really just got to match your product, whatever your product may be. And keep these things short, guys. When they're an opt-in like this, you don't want to write a 50-page opt-in. I remember when I first started doing this, I had a 40-page one. 40-page one. Nobody hardly opted in for that. I can do a 10-step to something and tons of people will opt into it. So I think that's really important to do that. James has got another comment. Let me put it up on the screen here so everybody can see it. He says, I agree. I just put on a week ago and I had to go to YouTube and find out how to do it because the directions sucked. Yeah, I did the same thing. I went to YouTube. I looked at the package. Wiper blades are the Achilles heel of most men, right? We don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. And what really pisses you off is you go to one of these car repair places and they do it like in 10 seconds. Now, I would tell you this, if I had another car side by side with hers today and I had to put on the wiper blades, I could do it in 10 seconds because I had to go through the pain of figuring out how to do it. But once you figure out how to do it, it's pretty easy. Now, the problem is I probably won't do it for a few years now. And by the time I do it again, I will have forgotten and I'll have to watch the videos again. And that's what pains us all. So yeah, James, you had the same problem. I get it. It sucks. Guys, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I also have a live tomorrow, and I'd love to see you show up. Tomorrow is going to be at 10 o'clock. The subject matter is on my channel. You can look at my channel and you can find it there. I also have videos going up all week long. I just filmed Wednesday and Thursday. I filmed 11 videos. So those will all get edited. And those will be coming up over the next few weeks. Man, some good information, those things, guys. Not only the information, but I'm giving you sites you can go to, softwares you can use that'll really accelerate your business, that'll really help you out. So please be on the lookout for those videos. They're really good. So yeah, if you haven't, let's see here. Paul's got another comment. Let's see what you got, Paul. See what you got, buddy. Looking forward to next recipe video. Oh, that goes up today at 10 o'clock. And it was chicken and dumplings. So Paul, it's there. If you haven't seen it, go check out Chicken and Dumplings. Better than Cracker Barrel. And I'm not kidding you. It was better than Cracker Barrel. It was really good. Really good. So check that out, Paul. And you'll see that. The cool asked about, also liked your earlier video you released about an hour ago. Okay. Well, that was one probably on this channel. It wasn't for the food channel. My other channel, guys, in case you're wondering, is restaurant quality recipes. I can't say it. So go over to that channel and check it out if you like cooking. Now, if you don't like cooking, here's what you want to do. Stay away from that channel because that's what it's about. Just stay as far away as you can. Matter of fact, don't even look in the direction of that channel if you don't like cooking. Don't do that. But if you do like cooking, you'll want to go over to that channel because it's got some good stuff on there. I think you'll like it. I do a lot of research for those recipes, and I actually eat the recipe on every single one of those. So you gotta check that out. Paul says, hope everyone has a great weekend, gang. See you tomorrow. Good to have you here, Paul. Good to have you here, James. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. click that button down there, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every single time I go live. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Love each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow. I'm still looking for that exit button. There it is.